Hello everybody, thank you for coming to my channel and checking out my videos. I'll be creating a series of videos for Dungeon Crushers Soul Hunters. These are going to be videos that will help you play from the start and not to make the mistakes that I made, and help you to progress faster than if you were trying to figure it out on your own. So this is a fresh account here, and what we'll be doing is I'll be progressing through it. This is just basically the tutorial, so if you'll bear with me for just a minute, we'll get through the first 4 levels, and then we'll get into some of the actual gameplay. So first you start by clicking the goblin and killing them until you get coins for each time you click and kill a goblin. And then after you've killed enough and collected enough coins, then you can hire your first hero, which is Abe, and then it'll automatically do damage for you so that you don't have to continuously click. You can still click and it'll help kill the creature faster, so it's up to you whether you just sit there and let it do it on its own like that, or if you click to help it along. And then as you collect gold from killing these, you'll see there's a yellow exclamation point up here in the top. If you click on there, you can upgrade your hero. So I have Abe at level 2 now, and in the background there's still killing going on, so now I can get Abe to level 3. We'll back out with the red arrow, and then we'll kill more goblins until we get to level 4, which will be the boss for this tutorial. We'll kill him, and then we'll progress into the actual game. Don't focus too much on everything going on right now, because we are going to be resetting this shortly to a brand new game, again, after the tutorial. So after you finish the tutorial, it brings up this little screen where you can either put your name in to create your profile, or if you're wanting to switch servers so that you can play with your friends, don't worry about this, just hit create profile and continue. And so for me, I am going to, now it's restarting to the actual game, but as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to create a new profile on a different server. So by clicking that little box that was there, then we go into the settings. And the first thing I'm going to do is turn the sound off and the notifications off so that they're not distracting, and turn scientific notation on because it is a lot easier to see what you're doing with that scientific notation. Next thing I'm going to do is go to here where it says Realms. I'm going to click on the Realms, and I'm going to scroll down and go into Gabby Prime and create my profile there. Now, if it is your first time, it's going to want you to sign into a Google Play Games so that you can keep track of it. For now, I'm just going to click Not Now. And then here's where you can enter in your name. Again, I'm going to name myself Smacky Pants, just because I think that's funny. If you don't, well, that's okay too. So create the profile, and now I should be on Gabby Prime. I will double check. There it is. Seems like I need to turn the sound back off, and the notifications and scientific notation. Okay, so here we are at a fresh new starting game after the tutorial. Again, we're going to have to click until we get enough coins to be able to purchase Abe. So it's going to take us a little bit. I believe it has to be 50 coins for Abe. While we're doing this, you can see a couple things on your screen already. One is this events. We'll deal with that much later in a different video. And the other one is this satchel. You'll do a lot of stuff through this satchel. The first thing is this daily bonus. You'll want to come and get that every day. It gives you different things as you go through the day. Unlike some games, you don't have to do this every day to get the next day's item. If you skip a couple days, you can come in and you'll still get the day 2 item. But you want to click Get Bonus. These bottles are very important, and you're going to want to collect as many of those as possible. And so we keep clicking here until we get up to 50. By the way, do not use an auto clicker in this game. If they catch you doing it, they will ban your account, and that is no fun, especially if you've used a lot of time to progress. So right now you can see I'm doing 1 point of damage per click. Now, if you go in to your hero section, you're going to see this is your avatar. This is going to be very important because the more you upgrade him, the more damage you can do, and the quicker you can get through it. Now, one misconception that a lot of new players do is right here in this multiplier. This is how many times you upgrade your characters. A lot of people will put it on next, which means it would be the next full upgrade. In this particular case, you see it's a 10 here. So when you get to level 10, you get a bonus to your damage. That is not a good strategy because you will miss out on some attack points later on. For like, I'll show you here. Down at the bottom it says starting at level 200, you get times 4 DPS for every 25 levels attained. However, when you get up to level 200, the next full upgrade is 1,000 levels, or I'm sorry, 600 levels, and so if you're waiting for the next, it would be another 400, but you could still get damage bonuses at every 25 levels, so at 225 and 250 and 275 and so forth. So you do not want to keep the next on, you want to leave it at max. Alright, so we'll click the red arrow button and we'll go back out and we'll start doing more damage. As you can see, it's like 4 damage now per click instead of the 1 that it was previously. So we're going to continue to click on that, and to get through this, you will have 5 levels of 10 creatures each to go through before you get to a boss. And so right now I'm on level 3, and this is my 4th monster that I'm killing. And as you go through and you collect gold, like I said and showed earlier, we're almost at 50 now. A couple more creatures, and then we'll purchase our first hero, which is Abe. And so if you click on here, you'll see here's Abe, and we can hire him for 50. So we'll go ahead and do that, and now it's going to be automatically doing damage. Now you can see we just had a hourglass pop up on our screen here. This is going to be very important later on in the game, but for now I'll just show you it's time travel for 4 hours. You do get 5 ads per day that you can watch to get a free bonus instead of spending the bottles on it. You're going to want to save this for later, so at least right now, don't skip any time and don't watch videos until you see one of my future sessions, and then I'll show you how to use those effectively. So we'll be back to the game now. Go ahead and do more clicking. Go ahead and upgrade our guy. So when we hit max, it went from level 4 to level 8, so that'll help out. Now we're doing 10 damage per click. And here's our first boss. You have 30 seconds to kill him. And then down here at the bottom, you can see the green bar. That is your timer. That is how many seconds you have left. And the one below that is his health. So you need to click pretty quickly to be able to get through this before your timer runs out, or you have to restart the level. Okay, so we made it through level 5. Now we are back up. You can see the little plus sign here. When you have the little plus sign, that means that you're going to make it to your next upgrade. So again, our next upgrade is 10 currently, so if we were to click on him, which we'll do, we'll get up past the 10, and now our next major upgrade is 25. So we're going to go back in and we're going to finish clicking and get through and earn more. Our next hero is Hawkeye, and she is going to be one of our main heroes for quite a while. So once we have 250, we're going to hire her, and then we're going to focus on her for a lot of this session. And so here we go, more clicking. Once I hire Ina, I will show you guys this little chat feature, which you can already see down here. I'll explain that to you a little bit. It is a little bit misconceiving because it's called general chat, but it's really just a sales chat. Some people will talk in there, but not very often. Most people get annoyed if you're talking in there without actually selling stuff. So we'll go through that. So we have our first rank in Ina now, and as you can see, her damage is 22 per second, so that's her damage per second DPS. Most people will understand what that means. This here is the strength of your click, so that is a little different. You'll have your DPS and then your click strength. Definitely two different things. While I'm on the screen, I'll show you these options. We don't have any of them right now, but that's okay. This is the number of souls that you currently have. This is the number of souls that you will get the next time you use a dark ritual. This is the number of hearts that you have. You'll use these for upgrades. You'll also use your souls for upgrades. I'll show you that later. And these are your gems. These gems will be used for purchasing heroes and then later hero shards. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Until then, we're doing more clicking. These chests are a little bit harder than most creatures, but they do give you more gold. So clicking on them is a lot more beneficial until you have enough DPS that you're killing these creatures like within 1 second without having to click. That's really your goal. Okay, so now you see that we got up this little notification here, a yellow exclamation point. That means that one of your heroes is able to go up to the next bonus level. So we'll click on that. We'll go down here. Look, you see the little plus sign. That's what that is for. When we hit upgrade, we will go up to 26 in this case. The next one will be 50. Now, you can also see that we got this notification over here in the stars. These are like mini achievements, M-I-N-I, not M-A-N-Y. So what you can do is it goes up to 100% until you get all of them. If you scroll down, you can see which achievement you get by this little check mark there. So once you've seen it, and in this particular case it's upgrade any hero to level 25, and it gives you a bonus of 1% DPS. So once we click out of it and we go back, you can see that it no longer has the green outline around it, which means we've already seen that notification. That way, if you want to keep track of these, you can go in and see which ones you're getting. You don't really need to, but if you want to stop being annoyed at the exclamation point, just click on it and then click off of it, and then you can move from there. Alright, so we'll go back now. Kill some more creatures. We can see we're already to level 9, even though we were away talking. So we're almost to the next boss. And then once we get to that, I will show you this other exclamation point down in the lower right on that little compass. Okay, so now we're on this boss, and we're going to want to click go as fast as we can so we can stay ahead and get past it. Because once you are auto-progressing, then it'll go as far as it can, but when you get to every 5 levels in one of these bosses, if your heroes can't beat the boss in time by themselves, then it will go back and just continue earning gold at the previous level. So let's go ahead and show you that. Well, we'll show you that in the next, when we get to the next level, 15. So here you can see your map. It shows and it goes from all the different levels that you've already beaten. Every 5 you get this little skull, which is your boss. These over here we'll discuss a little bit later. These are your mines. Once we get high enough, those will be useful. This is the castle. You're probably not going to deal with the castle ever in this game, because by the time you get up high enough to be able to do the castle, the people that own the castle will be much, much higher than you. And this is episodes. We'll get to that shortly as well. To get out, here is your auto advance. So as you're progressing, you can uncheck this to stay at the levels you're at. That'll be helpful later when I discuss the Midas trick. But for now, just leave it on, and then it'll progress through all the levels for you as you're doing things. So we go back and we see a yellow exclamation point. We'll click on that, and look, Abe is now ready for the next upgrade. So we'll go ahead and click him, get him to the next upgrade, and that increases damage to 133. So now he's our best hero. Click on here, click off, just to get rid of that. Go back in, and you can see that it's moving much faster now. We'll give some more clicks because we want to get through some of these things as quickly as possible. Click on here again, and see, that's the annoying part. So if you don't go in there, these will always show up, and then you won't know whether it's an upgrade or if it's one of those. So we'll continue to click, continue to upgrade our heroes. Oh, and by the way, you can see down here in the chat now, somebody is speaking in Russian. That's actually forbidden in the chat channel because they have their own Russian chat that they should be doing that in. But while this is progressing, let's go ahead and talk about the chat channel. So as I mentioned, first thing is you have to be at level 80 in order to chat. The second thing is you can see most of these people are saying that they're buying and selling stuff. So this person wants to buy 10 voids at the cost of 800 bottle packs. This is 8,000. This is different than the bottles that you collect. These bottle packs or crates you actually get as rewards for being in a clan and doing well in the weekly events. We'll get to that later. That is not something that is going to come into play until you are probably level 2,000 or higher. But other things in here, you can see DHS, that stands for Demon Horns, and medium rune chests is what this means. You'll see mostly sold on this is void bottles and demon horns, and then guns, which are actually called cannons. They call them guns for short. But for now, you really don't want to do much in this because, like I said, some people do some chatting, but most of the time it's just selling stuff. You can see that Lifeguard here has a yellow because they are in control of the castle, his clan, NAT, and so they get a cool looking nameplate. Alright, back to killing. Let's see what we're at. We do have some higher clicks for Ina. We're going to go ahead and get her up because even though she hasn't gone to the next milestone, even at level 9, she is still better than Abe. Click on that to get rid of it. And then we'll get in here and we'll try to kill some more of these guys. And once we get up to level 15, I'm going to go ahead and end this video after I show you how it goes back down when you don't defeat the boss properly in time. And then we'll start up the next video for the next segment that I will teach to everybody. I'm sorry for the silence, but I'm not much one into talking about everything all the time. So we got Ina up to level 10. You can see her DPS went up very high, which is good. And so it'll help get through these next 10 levels very quickly. So again, just to remind you, when you're going through this, you want to upgrade both your avatar and your hero that has the most DPS, damage per second, so that you can continue to progress fast and not have to click so much. So we'll upgrade Smacky Pants there. And then while I'm here, the max level for each person is 15,000, but it also depends on your rarity. So I'll show you the rarities here by clicking in. Right now your rarity is common. They go from common to uncommon, and then after that is a series of other ones. We'll go through those as we get up there. I believe it's common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, divine, godlike, eternal, and then galactic is the final one. So there's a total of 65 ranks throughout all of them, but we'll get into that later. While we're here, you'll see that there are two different types of upgrades. First of all, when you're in here, try not to upgrade using this red button because it causes mistakes. I'll show you that later. But the other upgrade is when you are progressing through levels, you will gain equipment and crafting materials, and once you have them, then you can upgrade this and it'll give you a little star. So you can get up to 4 gold stars, and then you go into mythic stars, which are blue. So that stuff, we'll discuss that much later. Not something you really need to know about now. But each hero does have their own special abilities, okay? So they'll have a few abilities. For your league and for your dragon draft, which we'll get into much later, this is what it does for you. And you can see the different damages and the different bonuses that you get for various things. So this deals a heavy agility-based damage to all enemies one time with a power of 90%. So she's really good for different things. And she also gets a 30% increased damage against goblins. She is a ranger. And so rangers, once you get an alliance, which means more than one of the same thing, then you will get extra bonuses as well. But as you go down, as you increase their level by themselves, this is what you get for 10. So all of this hero's damage is increased by 100%. When we get her to 25, you'll get another 100% bonus. The next one is at 50, another 100% bonus. And then you'll get down to Warcry. This is going to be helpful for Arena. And one of the reasons why we are leveling Ina first is because of this ability. 100% bonus to DPS for 30 seconds, and cooldown is 10 minutes. And that's at 75. We'll go into that a little bit further, but for now, just know that this is the reason why we will be leveling Ina instead of some of the other heroes. click out of that. Abe's ready to go up to his next one. We'll go ahead and click that. So as we go through, we will get more heroes. So like we can hire Tom Gatekeeper right now for 1,000. We'll go ahead and do that. His DPS is still pretty low, but there's no reason not to hire him right now. There will be later on, once we get to it in a different video, when I show you how to rank your heroes, then you're not going to want to hire all of your heroes at the same time. But for now, that's okay. So let's click off that. We'll go back here. Okay. So now you can see here where it says beat the boss. What this means is we had already progressed through the 10 levels, or the 10 creatures on level 14 and went into level 15. We tried to beat the boss, but our heroes couldn't do it in the time frame, so then it went back down to level 14. Now, to progress further in the game, I have to click either beat the boss, or you can do it through here and then click on the skull. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and click beat the boss, and we'll show you here. I don't know if, yeah, so you can see the timer's going faster than the DPS we're doing. So this particular boss, unless we click, we're not going to be able to beat him in the 30 seconds that we have. There are ways to increase this timer later in the game, but we'll get to that in a different video. So as you can see, the timer's going to run out before we do all the damage, and then it's going to reset and send us back to level 14 so that we can gain gold in order to increase our heroes' DPS. And so you see how I increased Ema, and now the damage is going really fast. So we'll go ahead and hit beat the boss again. And then we'll click on here as fast as we can to outrace this, so that we can go into auto-progressing. Now the good thing about this is it is an idle clicker game, and so if you have to leave for a while, then that's fine. You can leave, and it'll continue to kill things and get you more and more gold. I'm going to end the video here, and then I'll start up another one right away for this here. This is what's called an episode, but we'll get to that in the next video. Thank you for watching. Leave any comments you have at the bottom, and then we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.